welcome back to part 2 of our server tour. Now the players have really been busy with this one, and I have to say there's so many amazing creations. I just couldn't cut half of them out, so that's why we're having a part 2. Anyway, let's continue on. So the next faction we're looking at is FN. Now FN have built them some really cool ships. We've got some that are a bit familiar from other seasons with a bit of a different paint job. Now they're under a different faction. So you can see we've got some really cool ones, some Martian looking crafts here. I tell you, the Martian ships really come alive when you start adding the new weapons and turrets to them. Look at the beautiful glow that ship's giving off. This one over here has got these nice patterned lines over it, and then we've got this central course out of space station device in the middle with the thrusters. Look at the detailing that's going on. This lovely work, FN. Let's have a quick pop inside, and as usual, Aaron's going to miss stuff, I know. So we've got ships that are docked on the inside. We've got utility ships docked there as well, making use of the new light blocks that I like to see. Very cool indeed. Look at that, a little bit of a logo going on there on that smaller ship. And let's bring ourselves out through the top of this. So there's the little dock, and this is like a little control room or something going on up here. Oh, so it's a meme room. Can't have a ship without a meme room, can you? And so we've also got a little bit of a council room up here at the top of the station as well. Very, very cool. Let's see if we can have a little bit of a dive inside of one of these without getting too lost. We'll see if there's actually an interior inside it. That's always a good thing to have a look at. So we have got some lighting on the inside here, and we've got some dark, dingy catwalks that lead you around the inside. Some of the new doors. Ooh, wow! I'm glad I came in here. I always feel like this, when I don't explore an interior, I always miss something. So this ship's docked upside down. Looks like it can be dropped through a hatch there, but look at the lighting, the detail, the attention to detail in a room like this. I'm guessing when they hit a button, all these lights go off and magic happens here. So some more thrusters docked down the back there. Let's see if we can have a look inside another one of these guys, see if there's anything else going on. So we've got this one. Is there any hangar bays, any evidence of any of the hangar bays going on inside here? I'm not seeing any evidence, but we'll tuck ourselves inside here. So the exoskeleton around the ship is quite cool. I like the idea of that. And then we've just got simple production, some catwalks that lead between the areas. So still a very beautiful interior for a small ship there. FN doing us proud with them lovely interiors. Let's come over here. So this is the Peller, I believe. Husker's going to correct me if I'm wrong. I better not get this one wrong. He'll be on my case. He's been on my case all season with me. Let's have a look. Let's go through here. So inside here, so we've got gyroscope looking armor, or just gyroscopes being used. We've got the railgun tucked in the center there. We've got some catwalks leading into a respawn base. Super important. A ship can look great, but if you can't respawn on it, what's the point? More gyroscopes in here. I'm guessing this has got to be gyroscopic armor. Yeah, protecting the reactors. So there's some real thought gone into designing the inside of this ship as well. And it looks like it is color-coded towards a degree. There's no fighter bays on this one. That's a little bit of a shame, but I guess it doesn't have to be. So let's continue on. Nice work, FN there. Some really cool ships. Can't wait to see them in battle. So now we're over at GIC. So GIC have got this really lovely paint job. I have to say I love this sort of gold bronze that they've got going on with this blue digital camouflage on their ships. Look at these ships. These are armed to the teeth. I've not seen any of these in action just yet, but it'll be interesting to see. Look at this shape as well with the GIC logo on the side there. Coming around over to their base, they've got some basic sort of defences wrapping around the perimeter. Some utility ships docked here. We've got this hangar bay. I'm not too sure what's in here. Let's have a look. So we've got a hangar bay with more small fighters tucked inside. We've got this rockier area with some more turret designs. And we've got the GIC logo. Popping inside here, let's have a look. Clang has decimated our previous facility. Your job is to research and develop ways to kill Clang. So they've got themselves a little bit of a story. Nuclear reactor down this way, apparently. Very cool. Let's have a quick look what's in this other room. Bedroom. So, you have a bedroom on one side and a nuclear reactor on the other. Definitely the most functional of things. What's this? Command. They've got a cool little catwalk that goes up there. I'm not going to question people. If they want to put a nuclear reactor right next to their bedroom, be my guest. But when you wake up with 3 toes, then what's going on down here? Days since incident 0. Okay, that's probably making me feel a bit safer down here. To-do list, classic, and then they've got the rest of their refinery in production and a door that leads back out to their base. Look over here as well. It looks like they've got a railgun turret. Now, I wonder how effective this railgun turret would be, because it does look like it could have some aiming arcs problems when it comes to aiming directly upwards. But still, I like the construction of it. It looks very cool, very industrial, and fits with the overall theme. Of course, there's a camera there that allows you to look through that and gives a cool little aiming effect to it as well. So let's continue on. So as we're jumping through, I always think it's quite nice to have a look at some of the smaller factions as well. So over here at ISS, we've actually got one of the players working away and building at the moment. I always try to do these tours at a time when there's not many people online, so I don't really get in the way, and I can also see what players have at their bases rather than it being out in the field or being used. But you can see this player here is taking this 3D printing out of his printer, and he's slowly printing himself off a ship. I like these little black camo blocks that he's used there. We've got some solar panels tucked in the top and a mining ship. So a nice little example of a solo collecting the resources that they need to build up a big ship. And it looks like that's what they're pulling out of the printer right there. So best of luck to them. Let's continue on. So another example of another small faction. We have Lex over here. Now we've seen some of Lex's ships in the past. He uses this lovely crusty yellow rusty coloured armour. I don't know if I can describe this colour in a polite way at all. It reminds me of like a rusty cheese, but at the same time, I don't know why, but it looks really good with this red and yellow paint scheme with all this rust. I don't know why. It just reminds me of this like industrial builder, sort of look like this space builder, space digger, maybe even. It's just very sort of construction-esque. You can see, you can imagine a lot of like cat or digger equipment, you know, with this sort of rust and patina added to it. So you can see Lex has added these little fighters to the side, complete with a little door that has a survival kit on the side, so they can spawn off the fighters. That I think is really cool, really important. Let's jump into the inside and see if there's an interior or anything going on inside here. So going inside here, it looks like this is just filled with cargo storage. No interior to the eye. Is there anything at the back? We've just got thruster ports at the back. So there's Lex's ship. Very cool indeed. Loving the yellow, but at the same time not sure about it. Let me know about what you think of that colour down in the comment section as well. Let's continue on. So if you've seen our seasons before, you would probably recognise this one. So this is Nod's Battlestar. Now this Battlestar looks a little bit more extended in the middle than usual. I don't know if you see that as well. But Nod have got themselves these cool ships tucked around the perimeter, covered in weapons. These ones have actually been out to battle by the look of it quite recently. And you've got this welding torpedo down there as well. You've got this rotating welder on the side of this mobile base, and then the Battlestar itself that will double up as a ship, I'm guessing, in the end event. We've got some small little fighters tucked in the side here. Very cool. I like these. They look like little drone-like robots with the railgun tucked in the front there. The small grid railgun. Oh, too many thoughts on that one. Let's jump inside and have a look at what's going on. So we've got some access to thrusters to make some repairs in that section there. And then we've got the Battlestar's core. Let's have a look what's in the core. I'm guessing this is rammed with components. Yeah, it is. So this is just full of components. A few shafts, a few hatches. Very industrial. Wow, there's a lot of hatches. Take you down to the batteries and the core down here. Still, that Battlestar, if I remember correctly, it did some serious damage in the previous seasons. It could just get so many of its weapons on target at once, and it caused a right problem for other players. But let's continue on. So now we've arrived at the RAB Outpost. The RAB Outpost, once again, has a bit of a style to it. It looks like they're going with a bit of a 40k style in here. RAB have done that in the past, and they do look damn spectacular. So this looks like it is their mobile base, this large ship in the centre. This mobile base grants it the use of these two railguns. Look at this giant turret though with a catwalk around the back. You know you've got a big turret when you put a catwalk on it. Having a look at the detail in the ribbon, we've got some small fighters attached to it there as well. RAB, written twice just in case you forgot the first time. Coming over around the front, we've got a hangar bay. Anything going on inside here? So inside the hangar bay, we've got this really nicely lit. Is this a transport craft of some kind? I'm guessing so. Or it's a cargo transporter. Very cool. Side door entrance, some seats, survival kit. Well, all the keys and everything listed. Oh, and look at that. That's a cool little detail into it. I like the idea of that. Very nice indeed. So as we continue through this large, massive, colossal ship, we've got catwalks and catwalks production. Storage. Wow, it's a lovely reactor room at the back there. That's a really cool ship there. We've got obviously a smaller version there. Look at that guy. Very cool. We've got the turrets. We've got the ramming tip on the front of all these 40k sort of ships, reinforced. These don't just act as rams though, these act as really good armor protection for when you're actually fighting head on. Coming over on this side, it looks like we've got a drill ship. Lots of the drill ships are really long shafts in this season for some reason. It's probably to help them reach the ore in some of the deeper parts of the asteroids. So coming down here, another little fighter, 3D printer located on the side there. Look at this Normandy. Woo! I like this a lot. I like the shape of that ship a lot. It's very cool, very pleasing to the eye. We've got ourselves some weapons, missile launchers at the top there. We've got ourselves a railgun. A little bit unprotected down here, but I guess if you sit off at a distance, it's not going to matter. It depends what sort of ship and strategy that this ship's going to be used in. We've got the thrusters down at the back there. We've got some other real cool ships as well. Look at this one. I saw this in the event the other day with the blue, grey, and grey different tones. It looks really nice. Let's have a look through the side hangar door here. Oh, look at these. Full, I wouldn't say a full interior, but just definitely an access way. Let's see if there's anything going on through these areas. Yeah, it looks like this is all just filled. A full fill of thrusters and other devices. Lovely looking ship that. Great work, RAB there. Coming over here, we've got another smaller RAB ship, and I believe they would have had another one if it wouldn't have been destroyed in action in last night's event. This one's still got a little bit of a battle damage done to it. A few gyroscopes added to the outside as armour, as players utilise what they can. So real nice collection of ships here, RAB. I can't wait to see these in some more of the events. Oh, let's have a look at this one. Oh, I nearly missed this one. Look at that. Is that a Starship Troopers ship? And that is certainly cool, with the little drop pods. RAB seem to like to build their support ships, the ones that they can get troops in and out of the action. Can this drop off the top here, or is this permanently attached? It looks like it's permanently attached. I was wondering if this little pod could be dropped and used as a respawn point. Still a very cool base. So let's continue on. So we're now over at the RSB base. Now, I don't even have to look at who built this to know that Cajun's behind this. Cajun loves combining the old Gothic sort of vibe and these sort of buildings and architecture with a bit of a deadly weaponry in terms of space engineers. So you've got this large building. I'm sure he'll tell me a bit more about it in the comment section of the video of what exactly it is. It's got like a drawbridge and a bridge entering into this area. It's got these various little docking bays on the side for fighters. And originally I thought this was going to be a combat ship that was shaped like this, but this is actually part of the static base. And another ship on the side here has begun some construction. So it's going to be interesting. It'd be nice to see that finished. I'd like to see you in the final battle, Cajun, for once. I know you get halfway through your builds, you get stuck or distracted by real life. But let's get this whole cathedral in the final battle. We've got some little bits of utility production down there. Very cool, very unique design once again. So for all you moon base lovers, we have another exciting little base for you here as well. So this is the sim base. Look at this ship. This is damn cool. We've got some gyroscope armor. We've got ramming devices up at the front. We've got some protected guns. Are these protected missiles behind blast door armor? Memento Mori. Is that it? Is that how you say it? Please say I've said it right. I don't want to upset anyone. Let's have a quick look at the back of this one. We've got thousands of hydrogen thrusters, some more gyroscopic armor, and then down in the base we've got a selection of other ships. Some of these ships have been in a fight by the look of it. I always like it when there's a bit of battle damaged ships around. It means that the player's been getting stuck in. So we've got some miners over there. We've got some smaller transports. Let's take a look at them. So these transports are utility type ships. So these look like some sort of smaller fighter type design here. That one's taking a bit of damage, and as we come down to the base area, we've got another sim. Not one universal colour scheme. It looks like we've tried to go with this blue and gold, but we've only managed to get it on 2 of the ships. We've got that central dome up here in the centre with a railgun, of course. Every base is not complete now these days without a railgun. We've got hangar access right down here into our production. And what I'm guessing is storage as well, yeah. So production and storage is all this stuff down here. Very cool base, making use of another crater. The only issue with the crater bases, I will say, is that a player can sneak up, pop some missiles, and then pop back down. But at the same time, it means that the player's going to have to close in if they want to get a little bit closer and get within your turret range. But still, there is the problem from attack from above. So it's hard being a static base at the moment in Space Engineers, I'll tell you that. Especially with these railguns, you can easily be picked apart unless you enable the safe zones from the standard vanilla game. That really do leave quite a lot to be desired. Let's continue on anyhow. So now we're back in space and we're having a look at the SMN Fleet. Oh, there's another one just popping in. So sometimes when you come over here, you get an initial bit of lag as you're loading such giant creations. So look at this guy. This is a mobile base, I'm guessing. Let's have a quick look at his hangar bay. It's beautiful. There's a moment, you know, when you enter a player's creation, you can just see the level of detail that they've gone into constructing it, and you're just overwhelmed by it. And of course, SMN have got themselves some really nice little fighters, of course, backed with some good memes in the background. You can't have good shit without some memes. You can see these reflections of memes going on in the glass below. There's memes up and down. There's memes everywhere. What's this meme going on? Oh, it's an Arnold meme. Let's have a look. We've got utility ships either side. More memes. Just this is just a meme ship. This is maybe how they just keep themselves going as they're building and welding, changing the memes up. But look at that. Look at that shape on the top there. That is beautiful. Let's have a look at the engine bay cell at the back. What's it towing? Is it towing a meme ship behind it? There's a player on here. Is this player putting memes on a cube? What are these players doing? Look at these engine bay cells. Oh, they are beautiful. Look at the detail, and they've staggered them and layered them out. Some of them new thrusters are certainly beautiful. Let's go over to the side here. So these are ships that have been attached. I wonder if they can jump all this together and then detach while they're over there. Yeah, they almost look like attachments to that larger ship in the center, even though there's smaller ones. But I'm really liking the color. I'm liking the color scheme. It's all going together, and the firepower of these certainly looks good as well. It's got enough thrusters. It's got enough weapons hidden behind doors. Railgun down the center. What are these? Artillery missile launchers. Very, very nice there, SMN. Let's continue on. So now we've arrived at the TQG facility. Everything's loaded in, popping in. It looks like we've got ourselves a ship from a very particular science fiction called Star Wars. It's definitely a Star Wars ship, this one. Yeah, I'm very, very sure this is a Star Wars design. Oh gosh, the comments are going to be bad. we know that's from Stargate, of course. You can see that it's got them big Stargate engines there at the back. Yeah, let's continue on before I get in any more trouble. So we've got the rest of the base here from TQG. You can see that they've got these cool little decoy blocks going up on the top. Inside here, what I was quite interested about is they've got these flying wheelchairs. Now, on our server, we have a rule against flying wheelchairs because in some of our previous seasons, these compact small ships have dominated the sky. Now, to actually build these and turn a meme into reality is quite funny, to be honest. As long as it's in the block count, these are quite nice. These are armed with like little ducks. They've got these little duck bills there at the front. Very cool indeed. Got these little orange rear ends there as well, almost like the feet are tucked up. Little duck fighters. And then over here we have ourselves what looks to be some sort of pulling ship from a 3D printer, and the 3D printer in this nice glass dome. You don't normally see them enclosed like that, but it certainly looks nice, very visually appealing. Coming into these areas, these little habitat pods, I'm guessing, where the players can live out and enjoy their existence in each individual. What's over in this dome over here? Is this a production dome? Yeah, so you've got production refinery, some basic catwalks and areas in there as well. Another very, very cool base. Oh, what's this? What's this? Is this? Oh, so this is a giant railgun turret. Looks very, very chunky. Obviously, they want this to survive because this would be one of the first things on the base targeted. If someone has a railgun and they're targeting you from space, the first thing they want to take out is your firepower that can actually hit them back. So that one has been extremely reinforced. Very cool indeed. But let's continue on. So we're going back to another smaller faction. This one is Master Craps. You can see he's got this cool looking sloped armoured ship. His production all there, not particularly in a smart package, but he's got some small little ships going on here. Very functional in design. But the main bit I do like, it looks like he's going and trying to build a second one of the ship that is built over here. Just look at the ribbon. So we've got some battle damage, of course, because it's been involved in a fight the other night. Something tucked down there. I'm guessing a railgun could have been tucked into that area. We've got these red lights and this overhanging armor that protects some of these missile pods below. Another really cool design. It's nice to see a solo player building such a large vessel as well. Well done, let's continue on. So from one solo base to another, there is quite a few solo factions on our server, and they can hold their own as long as they pick their fights wisely. Now this is Hubspace, and you can see Hub has been building this interesting looking submarine, complete with some artillery and missile launchers. I'm guessing it's missing the railgun since we're not yet completed. We've still got this area of armour to build. The interior thrusters look like they are almost prepared. Hopefully they've got enough power for it. And you can see the rest of the submarine there. It's always quite cool to see a submarine in space. What's in this rear area? So we've got some thrusters tucked into that area, and then their production hub. What's going on here? Is this like a torpedo that looks like it could be fired from the submarine, perhaps? Very interesting. Nice to see something quite unique from a solo there as well. So we are almost complete on our tour. We have seen so many creations. So this one is MCM. And you can see they've built this really interesting blue looking structure. Look at the detailing that's gone into creating this. So if we just tuck inside here, this is acting as a little home, a mobile base, you could say. Well, not a mobile base, this is a static for sure. You can see this is storage for MCM. I'm not sure if MCM are working alone or there's a few of them. There's a lot of building here, but we've seen in the past that some players are very capable of building it a lot. So it looks like MCM are pulling a large ship out of a flat printer down here as well, with a ship puller on the top there. Going with this very vibrant blue tone and colour. Very nice. Nice little organic shape. Look at this as well. This little railgun turret chucked at the top there on this very thin neck joint there. We have to be careful firing that. Snap the whole thing off and send it into space. But still a very cool. Up on top here as well, I don't know if you can quite tell, but this is actually a door that slides and rotates open so they can access the ships within the inside of there. So that's very, very cool indeed. We have got one more base to go to, and to go to that one I'm just going to show you all the creations that are on the server. There is so many, and I always feel so bad because I can't feature them all. There's just simply too many, and they're all at different stages of construction. So we're going to go to RGB as our last faction. Some of these factions we've already looked over, so I don't think we're missing any. Well, we are missing some, I know that, but we just can't cover them all. There's just so many to look. So RGB base. So let's have a look at what RGB are up to. Now I believe RGB are another one of the smaller factions, but still I thought it was quite cool what was being constructed here. So we've got this little RGB dockyard under there. This definitely looks like another solo faction. Inside the RGB yard you've got these little hangar doors that open up with these little ships. Look at these little hinges going on there. Named as well. Very cool. I like how the arms kind of rotate around. It has like a humanoid shape to it. You can see the name on the side of it. We'll go inside in a moment. We'll have a look at this one. So this is the miner. The classic brick miner. You can't go wrong with a brick miner. Over on this side we've got some more weapons, and we have got a hatch open here that leads us down into a little production area with a few more utility type ships. Coming back up, we'll go into the main hangar here. So inside here where the ships would usually be stored, they've got this really quite cool interior. Lots of concrete being used here. Production stored behind here, I'm guessing. And then on top we have ourselves, of course, a railgun turret. No base can be complete without one. Over on this side we have the Bruno, this black ship in this stealthy black colour. I'm guessing a railgun up front. We've got a degree of weapons batteries behind here, I'm guessing. Yep, so railgun, artillery cannons tucked behind here. It looks like at some stage or another it maybe had a rotor decoy system, or even just a rotor to small weapon conversion. Interesting indeed. So let's wrap this video up here. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing what the players have been building on our server, and if you're interested in getting stuck in, then all the links you need are down in the description. It'll take you over to Discord, it'll tell you a basic guidance of our servers and what we're trying to obtain. And we're not a PvP server, we're not a PvE server, we focus more on a community sort of environment where people can have fun and enjoy each other, and we try to leave as much salt as possible out the door so you can just have some good old fun with people that will hopefully become your friends. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.